perform the duties
perform the duties
of the office of County Commissioner,
of the office of County Commissioner,
District Number 2,
District Number 2,
in and for the County of Clark,
in and for the County of Clark.
On January 2, 2013, David Madore was sworn in as Clark County Commissioner. The newly elected commissioner founded U.S. Digital, a Vancouver-based manufacturing company, and served as chief executive and engineer for more than 30 years. Commissioner Madore joins his two colleagues in facing many challenges, including a slow-growing economy, high unemployment, and tightening revenues. Recently, we sat down with Commissioner Madore to talk about his transition into office and his goals for the coming years.
Hello, I'm Jim Demo with Clark County Close-Up. Thank you for meeting with us.
My pleasure.
Congratulations on the recent election.
Thank you. I'm thrilled to have this role, this opportunity.
Well, why don't we start? Please tell us a little bit about your background.
Sure. I come from the private sector. For the last 33 years, we started a business in our home, and it's grown to be 120 employees now. Very healthy, debt-free, growing company, prospering right here in Vancouver. We take raw materials in the door, and we ship out high-tech products. And I'm an inventor. I'm a problem solver. So problems to me are not obstacles. I invite them. Let me at it.
Perfect role for you.
Yeah.
So why did you run for this office?
Because I care about our community. I see that our business, our campus, is healthy and we're doing very well, but I look outside our campus and I'm aware of so many people that are hurting. Their businesses are not healthy. So many people are out of work, and I believe I can do something about it. We have the resources here, and if we work together, I believe that we can make Clark County so much more healthy. We don't have to flee from California to California or to Oregon in order to get jobs. We can provide them right here. Our economy can provide them. Government doesn't, but we can set the environment up here so that we can encourage and foster our own local employment.
Okay. How would you describe your leadership style?
I am free and easygoing. I love to listen. I love to empower other people. The best thing I love to do is take and listen to someone, identify their skills, and then equip them for success. I'm a principle-guided guy. So one of those principles that I've been living by is focus on making others successful and focus on making life easy for others. And that includes your staff, it includes customers, it includes even your vendors. So you can apply those principles universally, and especially here at the county. When we focus on making our customers, which is our constituents, the citizens of Clark County, successful, everybody wins. We end up getting to play the hero, and the customers get what they want, and we can all prosper together.
Now, how have you been transitioning into your new role?
I'm loving it. I am full-time, max out 100%, and the business that I've been heading for the last 33 years is in very good hands, just a wonderful team of people, and I don't worry about it at all. It's actually growing faster than when I was there, so a very competent team there. That has allowed me to not only to go through the process of establishing relationships over the last probably 8-9 months, and the process of introducing myself to the community and running for office. That by itself is a full-time job. And then the day after the election, rather than wait till you're sworn in, that's about 2 months period of time. November 7, I was 100% full-on down here, self-orienting, getting to know the people throughout our community, especially the leaders in the small towns and the cities, as well as the staff here in Clark County. So it's been get up to speed fast, because my decisions are only as good as the information it's based on. I don't want to move or make decisions based on ignorance. You have to acknowledge you start out ignorant. You don't know hardly anything. So you pick people's brains and you listen and you interview and you explore and you read and find out, well, how does it work? And really you establish the relationships early so that there is mutual trust.
Now with the public, what's your preference for communications? You prefer email, phone?
Actually two methods of communication, actually three. One is the email, and the standard email address that the format for the county is first name dot last name dot wa.gov, .clark.wa.gov. Okay. And so that would be David.Madore.
Clark.wa.gov.
Yeah, there you
yes.
go. That's one easy way. Another way is simply with my cell phone. And I freely give out my cell phone. I can tell you it's 360-601-3056. I do answer it unless I'm in a meeting and it quacks and I'll step out, or when the meeting's done, I have a pretty good record of calling back. If some reason I don't call back, call me again because something fell through the crack, because I normally do. The third way that I communicate is I am very active in social networking. So the Facebook account, I've got two Facebook accounts, one that highlights our family, and I've made that public so people can find out not only who I am publicly, but who am I when it comes to our family and the values and just simply the me as a person. So if you search for David Madore on Facebook, you'll find both of those accounts. There is a easy link where people can get to any place, any way that they can, all my contact information, and that is to simply go to the website davidmadore.com. And that will link to the other locations.
Okay, a lot of options.
Yeah, and I'm happy to meet with people as well. Face-to-face communications, it's pretty hard to beat that.
So having been in the office for nearly 4 weeks, what are your early impressions of Clark County government?
Coming in from the outside, I've never held office before. I think I'm probably similar to what other people's perceptions were. You have the thing of, 5 people leaning on a shovel, one guy doing the work kind of thing. I didn't know what to expect. So to come in and you have 1,600 employees here at the county, what are they like? Are they stereotypical, what you would get, what the world will tell you what government employees are? And what I found out was the wonderful, fabulous, award-winning team. And that has to be starting from the top, because each one of those individuals were interviewed and there were decisions made as to, are they the right character? In other words, do they have values? Do they focus on making others successful? Do they have a work ethic? Are they problem solvers? Are they good to work with? Do they have a positive attitude? That's been a wonderful discovery. Clark County has a very healthy, very capable staff. And that is, to me, one of the best discoveries.
Great. Before you took office, what were your goals, and have they changed much since you've arrived?
My goals are, I would say the goals, no, they haven't changed. And have there been any surprises as to, now that I'm elected and actually in the job description of what I had envisioned? I would say there is a surprise, and that surprise is that there is so much on the plate of a county commissioner. And I thrive on that. I just love the challenge, but you can accomplish anything. It just takes 2 votes and hopefully 3 votes to accomplish anything. In comparison to like the legislature, if you're in the House of Representatives, the House, you need to be able to get like 50 people to vote with you to do anything. You're in the Congress, you need 200 and some people to vote with you to accomplish anything. At the county level, you just need 1 other, and hopefully you can have 2 other people, and you can accomplish anything. So it's the only government really level that I'm aware of where the 3 branches of government, 2 of them are combined. Normally you have separation of powers. You got the executive, which is the administration arm, the lawmaking, which is the legislative arm, and the judicial. Well, county government for Washington State combines the first 2 together. Executive, which is administrative, and legislative lawmaking are together. So there are some counties within this state that they don't even have a county administrator. The county commissioners can serve as the administrator. When the workload gets pretty big, then you can get a whole lot done if you have an administrator. And we do have a very competent administrator here. So we're all very busy accomplishing much. And I would say if there be one of the ways that I think that I probably will be a little bit unique, and that is I welcome a lot of volunteers that will be willing to work with me people that have passions and expertise that want to help in certain areas, to let them participate. Just get them involved in accomplishing so much more together. We can accomplish, I say it this way, I can accomplish so much when other people do it. In other words, empower them to help solve the problem, because it really is a community effort. We really can accomplish anything if we work together.
Okay. We have about 5 minutes left, so I kind of want to jump ahead to some of the priorities, and I
Sure.
see jobs on your
Yes.
on your lapel. So, economy is still down from following the Great Recession. What can you do, or what do you hope to accomplish in trying to bring more economic recovery to this region?
And that's a great question, because it really comes down to specifics. What can a county commissioner or a county commissioners do in order to solve this jobs crisis problem that we have here in Clark County? One, you would remove all of the barriers that cause people to either hold off or be discouraged from starting a business here or relocating a business here. So that translates to streamlining the permit process. The county permitting staff has already done that for one category, that's residential permits, and that was the hardest one, so we'll be able to bring the others, like commercial, in behind that. So streamlining that process so it's quick and easy. The other is to remove those the practice of confiscating the cash of the startup business or the expanding business. The businesses failed for lack of cash. The county needs to, I believe we need to remove the permit fees and the impact fees of every sort for all categories except for those that most tax the infrastructure. So for high density, for instance, apartments, there you got a bunch of people that all drive at the same time going to and from work. They're the ones that need the parks the most, and that's where, and just statistically, when you have higher density, you also have higher law enforcement requirements. So the high density, I'm not inclined to remove the fees that are there, because that really does tax the infrastructure. But for businesses, for commercial buildings, for things that residential, anything that creates jobs and increases our quality of life, remove those fees. Now, people will argue against that, thinking, oh, you're just passing the costs on to the taxpayers. And I would say not so. That's only would be true if we raise taxes or if we raise fees on something else. And I'm not going to do either one of those. Instead, and I actually, when we do this right, I believe that we will be able to actually lower taxes. Nobody in government's really talking about doing that at the local level. I believe we can do it, but we need to do it responsibly. We need to find the savings and work smarter as we go. Is it possible? Yeah, I think it really is. When I drive to work, I see the 5 freeway bumper to bumper going into Portland for jobs. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking, why can't we compete? We should be more competitive here. So if we increase make it easy here, then we can develop our own place where this wonderful workforce that's here, migrating someplace else, can work here. That's a very important part of the quality of life in Clark County. We got to be able to have great jobs here.
Okay. Oh, you mentioned the 5 lanes crossing the river. Mm-hmm. You've been an outspoken critic of the Columbia River crossing.
Yeah.
As commissioner, how will you impact this project?
Well, first of all, I don't call it a Columbia River crossing, because that could be a boat, it could be anything. So I like to be very specific, and I like to be able to identify terms. I call it the light rail tolling project. We need more ways across the river, more highways across the river. We need a 3rd bridge, a 4th bridge. We need a rail bridge that would prevent most of the bridge lifts, and that's completely unrelated to the highways. But I am for infrastructure. We absolutely need new infrastructure, new transportation infrastructure, and we can't burn it all on light rail. Related to this is a stance that the county just recently took to cut off funding from those organizations that are using taxpayer funds to lobby for light rail. To me, that's violating the voters' trust. We need to respect the ballot box. If the people say no to a project, then we need to respect that. We can't push it through anyway. So the first project I would do and I'm already, I can't claim that we're making great progress because we just started. I've only been in office for 4 weeks. Is to build to see if we can build a new railroad bridge, center lift span, that would be 1 mile west of the 5, so that all of the tugs that normally could fit underneath the high span, which they do, but they don't because they can't. They have to make it S-curve right now. This will allow them to sail straight through the high span through there, avoid the bridge lift. Very low cost, easy thing to do. The second thing to do is I would do the easiest, lowest cost projects first that give you the most bang for the buck. 4 miles east of the 205 is 192nd Avenue. A simple bridge there, just like the 205, can connect 2 existing corridors, the SR 14 at 192nd Avenue to Marine Drive, Airport Way, Sandy Boulevard, exit 13 of I-84. You don't have to build a new corridor. That's a very low cost, simple, easy way to build. We would invite the private industry to come in and give us some bids, and we can turn that loose just like the rest of the country does. This light rail tolling project, and I call it a tolling project because this project is a light rail project. How do you know what it is? Well, you find out where is the bulk of the funding coming from. In this case, they're not going to the Highway Administration, which would build highways. They are, but that's for a minority of it. They're primarily going to the Federal Transit Administration that builds light rail. Now, they want $850 million from the Transit Administration, but the Transit Administration just doesn't give you $850 million. They say, if we give you $850 million, then you come up with $850 million. We don't have it. So the solution to that is we'll toll the highway and we'll pledge all of that income, all that revenue as tolls for the match for light rail. So the tolls are funding light rail directly. The funding is primarily coming from the Transit Administration for light rail. And I see the bridge as a cheese in the mousetrap. The mousetrap is light rail. And it's a bait and switch. To me, it's the wrong focus. We need to do what is essential for our community. Light rail is certainly not essential. People say, well, we need it for future generations. Well, what do we need now? We need a third bridge right now. It's not just the I-5 that is overcapacity. The 205 is overcapacity, and it's getting worse. We need a third bridge, and we need it as soon as we can get it.
Okay. We quickly ran out of time. Is there anything else you'd like to share with viewers?
Yeah. One of the promises I made, first of all, I'm a promise keeper. My word is my bond. One of the things that I promised is that we will remove the park fees, if at all possible, for county parks within Clark County. And that is in process. We've actually found the savings within the Parks Department without cutting staff. Can you believe that?
Wow.
Just doing things smarter. So I expect to have the other 2 commissioners supporting that same push. And so we all end up with a very good news that we can enjoy our parks. You don't have to go through the process of paying a fee every time you get in there. If it's a county park, it's going to be free. I'm very optimistic. I'm a good listener. I'm unoffendable. I'm really easy to get along with, very respectful, but I'm also very confident and willing to take the lead in a way that doesn't trample people, but it helps them to be successful so we can accomplish great things together.
Great. Well, thank you very much for being with us, and best of luck with your new office.
Thank you. I'm having a ball.
Great.